Jim running the Michigan program?
I feel like it's just their styles of coaching very different. Sharon, more O-line based, so he's gonna get on the O-line a lot more. Jim's kind of more like everywhere, on the defense, O-line, receivers, quarterbacks, kind of more overall coaching style. Sharon though, he's on everybody. He gets us fired up a lot. Great energy.
Do you have a favorite Jim Harbaugh story coaching it?
This is a lot. For me personally, just all his stories he has. He has this weird way of he can, have a story for everything, and it's just cool the way he does it and can just click with us.
Is Everett and Hydra just you guys have quite the lineage there of NFL players and stuff like that. What's that like to have a school like that where you got guys like Sandstrom and all
Yeah.
those guys?
It's great. Just having those type of guys around you, you be able to, feed off them and learn from them all the time. And having guys walking in and out that building, it's great to have those type of connections, like those guys you said, but like guys before, like Chris Jank and all those other guys, JJ, coming in is great knowledge, learn from them, and you just kind of want to continue on that lineage.
What do you think helped lead Michigan to be more competitive in the NIL space?
Just the way the college football is, nowadays everybody's trying to, compete and stay on the same, even playing field. So I feel like that plays a part in that.
Who's next up?
All those guys on that front seven, they're all hungry. They've been waiting for a long time, and I can't wait to, see what they do. Really that whole defense. They're young and they're hungry, and I'm excited to see what they do. Derek Moore for sure, TJ Guy. Those guys are slept on for sure. Those guys have had high production last season. They didn't show up in the stat sheet all the time, but those guys work their butt off, and they play hard. It would be great. That guy's a beast. I wouldn't complain at all playing against Hutch. Great guy to learn from, great culture to be in.
What was it like for you watching Ohio State win the national championship after you guys beat them?
Yeah. It was cool. No knock to them. They're a great team, and they deserved it. I'm not gonna knock their run, their title. Kind of unfair for me to do that. Similar to how guys did it to us last year. Just gonna congratulate them, and they had a hell of a year.
USC game, would you say that was your biggest game you played in college? And what was kind of working?
Say it again. No,
What
that's
was
fine.
kind of working for you?
I feel like everything from the snap count, from all of us on the D line working together well. The weather was great. My legs was feeling good. It was just a great overall day. The scheme, I was loving the scheme, and everything was just clicking for us on defense. Sorry, I feel like it's just my tenacity and my play style. I feel like I'm violent from the first snap to the last snap, and I feel like that energy I bring on the field is something that you can't coach out of somebody, and I'll bring it every play.
What was the most challenging aspect you guys first attack?
I feel like overall the whole Texas offensive line, they work together really well with Quinn. Timing, getting the ball out, making sure they keep that nice cup in the pocket.
How would you describe the athleticism of Kenneth Graham?
It's freaky for sure. A guy like that size, the way he moves, the way his strength is overall, just his presence on the field is felt.
Do you have a favorite player?
A lot. Initially, my favorite player is always going to be Myles Garrett. He's just a freak. But I realize I'm not 6'4", 250, so I can't replicate everything he does. So, guys like Von Miller, though, Hassan Reddick, even guys like, this past year, Nick Bonito, a guy similar to my stature, that I can emulate. No, not yet.
Would you say is the most underrated staffer at Michigan that's not an on-field assistant coach?
I would have said Kevin Wilkins, but he just got upgraded to the Jaguars. But there's a lot of guys over there that I can name. But they all work their tails off, and they all get moved around a lot. Michigan has a knack for sending out coaches to the league. So
What impact do you think Sean McGee has had on the program?
great, especially on the NIL's perspective and coach and player development. Yeah, I start off all my rushes with speed. That's just the type of player I am, and that keeps tackles on their toes. So once I'm throwing that fastball you just got to play it on your outside foot as hard as you can, man, and run down the middle of them.
Bring one college teammate with you to your pro team, what would it be?
Man, this is the 40th time I got this question. No lie, 40th, swear. I have a different answer every time because those guys are all dogs. But I honestly couldn't pick one. But off bias, I'll say it's one of those guys on the D line just because playing with them.
Defensive coordinator was with Martindale this past season. He's coached guys like Stroh, Suggs, and what were some things he kind of taught you this year to kind of maybe help you with that power and speed that you showcase?
Yeah, just showing me, clips of his past defenses and how guys thrived in that and in his past defenses, and I figured out ways where I can, replicate it or maybe take small things from their game that I can implement in mine. And the way Wink, his coaching style is a lot like my play style. I mean, he's violent, old school type coach, and I feel like that's my play style. I feel like he performed really well. I mean, from the moment I walked in, he was there. He was a freak, and he moves real good. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's blowing out numbers tomorrow.
Out of all the teams you got the chance to play with, stood out more than the others? Like the questions, the process, things like that?
I mean, a lot of them, they ask a lot of interesting questions. I feel like Vegas, I've had a good formal with them.
Josiah, you're one of the highest pass rush rates this past year, one of the last in the last few years. Kind of how much does that stat mean to you? Is that something you track during the season, your coaches talk to you about?
Nah, nothing I track, because if you try to track that stat, I mean, it's just going to plummet as fast as it grows. But, I mean, just a good stat to have, you can't get a sack every play. So as long as you're affecting the quarterback, that means a lot to your defense.
Josiah, what part of your game do you feel like transitions to the NFL?
Just my violence and my effort, nonstop. I feel like, pass rushers rarely win their rushes on their first move, right? So it's just that second move, that third move, that tenacity just to keep getting to the quarterback.
You with the Bills?
Yes.
Did you? How'd that go?
Well, no, not with Sean. Informal. Yeah.
Okay. How'd it go? You said it well?
Yeah, well. Not this week. Not yet.
If you could change anything about college football,
About college football, I'd just say I don't have a problem with NIL and the transfer portal and whatnot, but probably just figure out a way to make it more organized and not just guys leaving left and right and getting paid out of high school, but just a way to keep it organized. Somewhat, yeah.
Josiah, some of the scouting reports say you play bigger than your size. What does that mean to you?
Maybe guys maybe underestimate my power and my athleticism. So guys may look at me and be like, he's not strong. But then I kind of throw him for a loop when I get on that field. I mean, it's great. That rivalry means a lot for the program and those guys in that locker room. So when I first came there and just seeing the look on their faces and the feeling in that environment during that week, you know how important it is for them. It makes you want to play even harder for your teammates. Yes, informally. Yeah. Here at the Senior Bowl as well. That I'm, able to play with the best, that I'm able to compete, that I'm able to, show out, and I'm able to do whatever's asked, and I'm showing I'm a great teammate. I feel like it's everything. Just really also soaking in the moment. I mean, you don't get chances like this often to be speaking in front of you guys, to be in this environment. I mean, it's a great feeling, and not everybody gets a chance to do this.
Something we don't know about you. All the scouting and everything.
I got a weird. I like astronomy a little bit. I just ordered my telescope coming in soon. Just looking at the stars and whatnot, their formations. I feel like it's kind of cool that you're actually able to see some of them with your naked eye, and now the planets are now up there right now, so you be able to take a look around sundown.
Studying that at all?
Nah, just something I kind of picked up just looking up at the sky, kind of intrigued me.
Who's the next star in Michigan that we're not talking about?
There's a lot of guys, man. Derek Moore, Jay Sean Barham, Ernest Hausman, Zeke Berry, Jair Hill, Rod Moore. You cannot forget Rod. I mean, there's a lot of guys, man.
You mentioned Derek first. When did he first flash to you?
The moment I walked in the building, just his process, the way he takes care of his body, the way he trains, the way he works. I mean, he understands the game of football, and he knows how important this is to him, and he works his butt off.
And Rod missed this year with injury.
Correct.
What was that like for him? How involved was he still with defense?
Yeah, I mean, I know at first an injury like that can take a toll on anybody, but he stuck around with the team. We helped him out, and he helped us out a great way, helping out the young guys and coaching us up.
How much of a boost is it that he's going to be back in the field for Michigan next
Oh, great. I mean, he's a leader on and off the field, and I mean, he's a great communicator. I mean, he does all the little things that you wouldn't think.
Strongest part of
Uh, Man, my violence and my speed and my ability to go from speed to power in an instant.
Have you met with the Jets yet?
Yes, informally.
How
Gr-
would, how would it be to be as a Bronx fan to play for a New York team?
I mean, great. I mean, just growing up, cheering on for those teams in that city, it would mean a lot to go back and play for my hometown.
Are you gonna run tomorrow?
Say it again.
Are you gonna run tomorrow?
I plan on
What's
it.
your goal?
Something fast. Something fast. Emoji. Probably that demon emoji. just because the violence and just the tenacity I play with. Honestly, I'm not sure. I just know that football gods will reward me for showing great effort, and I feel like those are the easier plays to make. When you're just chasing the ball carrier from behind and things like that. That's when you can make game-changing plays and getting the ball out.
Is there any certain games that you think individually boosted your stock this year?
Uh, Probably the USC game, Washington. Overall, even though it wasn't like a stat-popping game, the Ohio State game, just because it was so fun being able to stop a team's run and demoralizing an O-line. As a D-line, that's the best thing you want. Smooth. Oh, not much. He's barely around the building. Yeah. I did informally. I feel like it went well. I feel like I crushed all my interviews. But nah, it went well. I grew up a Giants fan, so I mean that would be huge for me. My first ever football game I watched was the '08 Super Bowl. So I mean, and then followed up by the 2012 Super Bowl, beating Tom Brady. And then I ended up moving to Boston, so it's kind of the only crap I can talk to those Boston teams. So.
What do you expect out of Sherrone Moore's second year?
Just to put everything he had last year and put it all together. I mean, he had a great transfer portal class this year, a great freshman class this year. So I'm looking forward to him, putting it all together.
Those times you get with the teams, obviously here is not a super long time, it's a pretty short time. What are you trying to get them to know about you in that short time you get with each team?
Just myself. I'm not trying to do too much or trying to put out a different image. Just be myself. I feel like that makes the interview process a lot easier. You're not thinking too much. If you just be yourself, I mean, how hard can that be?
What did that Ohio State win mean for you guys to go into conference and win the way you did, especially?
I mean, not only just the importance of the rivalry game, just the way our season was going. We wanted to finish out, strong on a bang, and I mean, we couldn't ask for a better way to go out.
When you watch Ohio State win the national championship, were you in tune to that, or do you just not really bother after?
Nah, I mean, I don't bother. I mean, we won our game. I mean, they had a great season. You can't knock them. They whooped teams' butts in the playoffs. You can't knock them. They had a great year.
Have you talked to any Buckeyes here yet this week?
I'm actually training with Travion and G. Scott and Tyleek back in Tampa. So, I mean, we chop it up here and there.
You guys mentioned the post-game.
Nah, not yet. We kind of don't speak about that.
Thanks, Josiah. We're good.
Thank you.
Just grab
Thank
your
you.
sign, okay? Thank you.